Let's stick with a guy that you talked about, Lavonte David.
Yeah, okay.
You say of all the players, he was great. He had a great year.
Yes.
Is getting up there in age a little bit. You wonder how much longer he can continue this.
Right.
There's some reports out there that there are some interested teams, including the Cleveland Browns for Lavonte David. So here's the narrative that we're seeing out there. The Browns and Lavonte David, a match made in heaven. Are you going to trust that narrative out there that this is a deal that not only should happen but will happen, or are you going to bust that narrative?
I'm going to trust that one. I am. Makes too much sense. To me, it's the most glaring positional need on the Cleveland Browns football team. They run the Seattle scheme type defense. Their defensive coordinator is Joe Woods. He was in Tampa with me when I played there. One thing I could tell you about all those Seattle scheme guys and all of that, right? And it's really, that came from the Tampa 2 defense. They believe in the Derek Brooks, the middle linebackers of the world, those type of guys. They don't have that in Cleveland right now. They have below average linebacker play. And for that defense to work, a la KJ Wright, Bobby Wagner, the 49ers with Fred Warner, you saw the Chargers last year draft the kid out of Oklahoma because they need that guy.
Murray.
Yeah, Murray, exactly right, Kenneth Murray. The Jaguars with Miles Jack, right? That defense doesn't work unless you got a guy that can fly around the field and be fast there. They put a lot on that position. That strong safety linebacker position in that Seattle scheme is huge because, they asked them to do a lot in coverage and passing off people and doing that things. And it's one of the few, just like Tampa 2 had the middle linebacker can be way down the field. The linebacker in that Seattle scheme, certain formations, a wide receiver could run a 25-yard crossing route from the slot, and he's kind of responsible for him to carry him up the field and cover him. So you have to have a special guy that way, let alone when you play a zone defense, right? Because that's what it is. It's a match zone.
Yeah.
It's zone. Oh, wait, somebody's here. Let me cover him. You need guys that are really fast and can react and run. They have a ton of money. They're there. And, I think that's one that I'm trusting all the way.
Pete is noting here in our rundown that B.J. Goodson and Malcolm Smith were the players with the most snaps of any Cleveland linebackers last season.
No,
you're shaking your head.
Well, they're just nothing special. B.J. Goodson's a thumper.
Yeah,
he's not even really the guy that fits there. He's more of like, if I want B.J. Goodson, I want him to it's 3rd and 2, and I want him to fill the A gap, and but not for that. And then Malcolm Smith, of course, he came from Seattle and has that athleticism, but at this point of his career, he's not what he once was, or the Super Bowl MVP or anything like that. So yeah, that is a huge need for that football team. They got the money, and I would think they make that move.
Well, and think too. I mean, they were 11-5 last year. Their offense took a step forward.
Yep.
Kevin Stefanski figuring some stuff out for Baker Mayfield. He had a really good year. The running game is awesome. We know that. One of the best offensive lines in football. So you have a running game like that. You have a quarterback that's coming into his own, can work the play action game. So you can control the game on the offensive side. You match that with a defense, with a Lavonte David that can elevate the defense. You're talking about a team that could be
legit
the favorite in the AFC North.
Legit. And just think about their last game. You saw them on the field. You saw them in Kansas City, right?
Yeah.
You never got the sense they were going to be able to stop if Patrick Mahomes doesn't get hurt, you never got the sense they're going to be able to stop him all day. And if you really think about it, it wasn't deep passes. They were picking them apart where the linebackers were and things like that.
Yeah.
It was all of that. So that's where I'm going to trust that narrative all the way there.
Okay, trusting the narrative of Lavonte David to the Browns being a match made in heaven.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.